But I think that, a lot of times when companies, will say they use ethical factories and it's ethical manufacturing, and then you dig deep, it's like, oh, you just audit in the same way that like any other big company audits, like in the same way that even the company that would never claim to be ethical audits. But I think, it's interesting to hear, from your vantage point, like when you started to hear about audits and use audits yourself, because from my research, basically what I understood is that the whole auditing regime came about back when Nike was getting in trouble back in the 90s. And so to me, it's always important to really look at history and the kind of source of these things, because auditing was developed to protect like brands, right? It wasn't, they weren't developed to say like, you know what, we really have a problem in this space. Like we need to like improve wages. We need to, improve purchasing power. The whole auditing regime came out of the like legal departments of brands to protect their brand equity. And I think we need to understand that source, because it also explains the for the, by and large, what purpose it's serving today. So, there are different auditing systems, so not all of them are completely the same, but it is this kind of assurance that you are getting, but it's not an assurance that like this these people are going to be receiving a living wage and have great purchasing practices. It's more of an assurance that like, if I use your factory, I will not, like my brand is not going to be on the cover of the New York Times with some sort of crisis, labor crisis. And I think that's kind of the real heart of the matter, and why auditing like is one tool, but can't be the entire toolbox.